This edition of the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is a key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at a wedding, and even more so yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs, huh? Well, the holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance makes you laugh and cry at the same time? What if a gift of Grandma's recipes or just because? Those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw, Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bring your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartradio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Apple Music, and more. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter today on The Mike Wagner Show. And check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags. Makes great gifts 24/7, 365 for family, friends, and loved ones. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mian Mohsen Zia store for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, just cool items. Amazon.com. Check out the Me and Molson Zia store. And also support us on Anchor FM as well as PayPal and the Mike Wagner Show. And make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a singer-songwriter from Philadelphia. He's the son of a rabbi and the grandson of a cantor. And he's got some amazing roots to talk about. And he has a new album that's out, and it's been a decade. And he also shares the stage with the Roots, Anidefranco, Maroon 5, and more, and winner of several outstanding music awards. And he also has his music has been featured in All Dressed Up, Party on the 49th Floor. He's been on major networks with his music, and he's got a new album out called Catching Leaves. And we'll talk about some of the singles, and one of them was rather groundbreaking. We'll talk about that. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the amazing, multi-talented singer-songwriter, Avi Wisnia. Avi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Mike. Thank you so much for having me today. It's great to be with you.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. And after looking what you got and everything, you just got amazing talent. You're a singer-songwriter from Philadelphia, and you're a son of a rabbi and the grandson of a cantor. And you have a new album out, which has been a decade, and we'll talk about that. And you also won several awards as well, too. And you share the stage with the Roots, Anidefranco, Maroon 5. And your songs have been featured in movies and TV shows like All Dressed Up, Party on the 49th Floor, and we'll talk about your album, Catching Leaves, and one of them was rather groundbreaking. It wasn't necessarily from the album, but it was another project as well. And before getting to all that, Avi, tell us how I first got started.
Sure. So I started really right out of college. I had always been making music ever since I was a little kid, ever since I was old enough to reach the keys on the piano. I was always improvising and making up music. I was always drawn to melody and using music as a way of connecting with people, connecting myself to other people, and kind of just feeling good with other people. And it wasn't until really at the end of college, I had been toying with writing my own songs. I always knew I wanted to be a performer, but I didn't know what shape that was going to take. And it really took one person to give me the encouragement to do it, to perform my own songs live. And that was at a little cafe in the West Village of New York where I was living.
Oh, wow.
That was the owner of Cafe Vivaldi, this legendary, really cool little cafe that had a beautiful grand piano in it. It took up pretty much like half the room. And I did my very first show there, kind of showing people, what I had been up to kind of during college. I had gotten into Brazilian music and jazz and taking all of my different influences and putting it out there. And the owner of the cafe came up to me at the end of the very first show that I did. And he said, well, tell people where they can see you next. And I said, well, they can't. This was the only show I had planned to do. And he said, well, why don't you come back next month and do it again? And that was kind of, my home base for a while. It gave me a chance to experiment with my songs, to put it out there. And he really saw something in me, and that allowed me to, pursue my dream of performing. And it all started from there, really. This one little space in New York City.
You like that? And of course, if you make it in a tiny little space in New York, you pretty much made it big, as they say. So
That's right. Make it anywhere.
There you go. Just like old Blue Eyes, and still holds true today. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into doing it with the rest of your career? You told me about the story about playing in New York. Well, what was that one specific moment that simply said to you, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
I think for as long as I can remember, I knew that music was always going to be a part of my life, that I wanted to perform in some way. And I really think it was that moment in the cafe where somebody said, hey, your songs are good and your music is good and it deserves to be heard. And of course, following a lot of my influences, like Ben Folds. I really grew up with Ben Folds a lot, and seeing what he did with the piano, how you could kind of be a piano-based singer-songwriter and not have it be expected. Not everything, the way he plays with the piano kind of brings in different elements to it. And also just being inspired by a lot of my peers that were coming up in New York City at the time. There's so much talent around, and it really, inspired me to find my own voice and my own stories and to put it out there.
That is so amazing. Besides Ben Folds, who are some other favorite artists, singers, and songwriters and musicians growing up?
Sure. So, I remember, especially when I started to consider my own songwriting and thinking that, well, I might have something to say. I might have a point of view, a musicality I want to put across. I was listening to a lot of acoustic-based singer-songwriters like John Mayer and Matt Nathanson, Ari Hest, showing me that, you could write a really smart, intelligent song that was still accessible, right? That still had a nice hook, that had a nice melody. For me, it's all about the melody and something that can really hook you in. But I also really started getting into Brazilian music and bossa nova. And of course, the classic album gets Gilberto, Antonio Carlos Jobim's songs. Just the whole the way you can create a mood with the music, that music automatically transports you to like the beaches of Brazil. You just feel it, this melancholy, this sensuality. That really inspired me a lot as well. It was something I had never grown up with, but once I found it, it just really spoke to me in a very deep way.
Oh my gosh! Every time I think about Brazilian music, you talked about Stan Getz and Astúdio Gilberto. It makes me think of the smash hit, "The Girl from Ipanema." That was just, oh my gosh, that is just such a classic, and I can hear it ringing through my head. I'm glad you brought that up. So.
Yes, absolutely, the quintessential bossa nova, and I was grateful to play some shows in Brazil a few years ago and to visit the beach of Ipanema itself. And it was magical and just wonderful to be there. And you just feel there's just music in the air. There's such a musicality just permeating everything in Rio.
Mm-hmm. And who are some of our other favorite Brazilian artists besides what you mentioned?
Sure. Caetano Veloso is a great artist who's also been in a lot of soundtracks. And of course, you mentioned Astrid Gilberto, who sang, who did the famous vocals on The Girl from Ipanema. Her daughter, Bebel Gilberto, is a phenomenal artist. And she has such a great record called Tanto Tempo that came out maybe about 20 years ago. It's just one of my favorites. And actually, coincidentally, she ended up, I believe she lives somewhere in the Philadelphia area now. So
goodness. Small world.
Yeah.
Small world. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. That is something. And of course, we'll talk about, many other things, your upcoming album and some of your previous work, and also winning some awards, and also some upbringing as well, too. We'll talk about that. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, let's give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books. Remembering is a key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at a wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs, huh? Well, the holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift from remembrance makes you laugh and cry at the same time. Whatever gift for Grandma's recipes or just because those smiles and tears will just, they'll melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw. Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books. Bring your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show on over 30 podcast platforms and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today, and check our merchandise at the MikeWagnerShow.com and also on Amazon.com at the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, check out the Me and Molson Zia store on Amazon for great books and merchandise. Amazon.com/Me and Molson Zia, and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you generously give today. We're here with the multi-talented singer-songwriter from Philadelphia, Avi Wisnia, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And you also have a unique upbringing. You're the son of a rabbi and the grandson of a cantor. So, tell us about your upbringing as well, too. It's rather fascinating.
Yes, I grew up in a family of clergy. So my father being a rabbi and my grandfather being a cantor, I grew up from a very young age. I literally grew up in the synagogue. So I always saw my father and my grandfather on a stage in front of a congregation, leading them and being comfortable in front of a lot of people. And it wasn't until recently that I realized, that's probably where I get my comfort on stage. I really feel at home being on stage. And I think a lot of that comes from seeing my family up there and how you're able to bring people together to create a communal experience. It's a little bit different from a kind of a prayer service like I would go to on Friday nights, but it's actually, there's a lot of similarities too, to being in a room and creating music and creating a spiritual, transcendent experience for people in the room. That's what I love to do.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you got some transcendence as well, too. And how's your family, including your father, feel about you having a music career like you got, especially with some of your recent material?
Yeah, I think my family kind of gave up on the idea of me becoming a rabbi. I considered it for all of 5 seconds. But it's they've been incredibly supportive, and they'll be the first ones to come up to you at a show and kind of try to get you to sign the mailing list and to buy a CD. I mean, they're great supporters, and they pimp out their son for sure at any chance they get. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so heartwarming. I can say mazel tov on that one. Yeah.
Thank you. A lot of mazel tov. That's right.
And as a result, you also won some awards as well, too, like several Out Music Awards and named Musician of the Year by Buck's Happening Magazine. And, tell us about some of the awards. And I have to say, it's just, you've got an amazing array out there.
Thank you. Yeah, when I was starting in New York, after I'd moved to New York, there was a really incredible scene of LGBTQ musicians that really embraced and welcomed me in as I was making my music and show me that you can be out and proud and still make music and not have to be pigeonholed in any sort of category or genre. So I was really thrilled to win some awards from that community. And then to come back home when I moved back to Philadelphia, having grown up in Bucks County, to be awarded by some local magazines and media there later on just really made me feel like I had a lot of different homes in a lot of different places. And when you're a performing and traveling artist, very often you don't know where your home is, and home is very fleeting because you're not there a lot. So to know that, I've been accepted and embraced by a lot of different communities and places that I've lived before is just really nice. And it's the encouragement that I need to keep going, because even even artists who put themselves out there on stage need that encouragement, need that reinforcement every time. We do live for the applause of the audience. Yeah.
Yes, you do, and you certainly do a great job. And speaking of sharing the stage, you share the stage with the Roots, Anidefranco, and also Maroon 5, and some others. And your songs have also been featured in on various networks and TV shows and films, like All Dressed Up, Party on the 49th Floor, and it was on NBC and quite a few others.
Yes, certainly, one of the greatest things that I love is being to perform at all these festivals and being on the bills with lots of other artists where I get to mingle and meet a lot of my heroes backstage. So I've gotten to meet Ani DeFranco. I've gotten to meet Questlove. And not only that, but like see them perform from the side of the stage and to really see how they, just the skill that they have in performing live. It's such a interesting skill set to watch how different people take their charisma and their musicality on stage. So being able to see that up close is really cool. Yeah.
And that's so amazing. I mean, you just got a great thing going. We'll talk about your latest album, Catching Leaves, and more. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios. Visit online at soundcloudstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Also brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, Remembrance and Key Ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. We'll be back with a multi-talented singer-songwriter from Philadelphia, Avi Wisnia, with Catching Leaves after this time out.
This edition of The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with the amazing Avi Wisnia of his new album, Catching Leaves, singer-songwriter from Philadelphia here on The Mike Wagner Show. Just a great background story and some of the amazing awards and accolades he has accomplished. And let's talk about your new album, Catching Leaves. And it's been a new album about in a decade. And before we talk about that, you also have a single out there called Blue Sky, which was recorded via satellite between Philadelphia and Brazil. How do you like that? So it's like, just recording satellite between Philadelphia and Brazil. That's like cutting edge technology itself.
Yeah, and I am not the best with technology, so I'm still surprised that we managed to pull it off. But falling in love with Brazilian music and having traveled down there and performed down there, I made some great friends. And so a few years ago, when I was really just getting back into recording after taking a break for a while, I phoned up one of my friends in Rio, who is a great bassist and producer down there. His name is Bruno Miliari. And he assembled a crew of musicians to work on a song that I had written. And so they recorded their parts in Brazil, and I recorded my parts here where I am in Philadelphia. And, sent the tracks over the interwebs, and you can listen back to it now, and it's like we're all playing in the same room. And it's really a beautiful thing. And I'm so proud of this single because it does take a lot of my influences and a lot of their influences growing up in Brazil, of course, and puts it together into this beautiful, cross-continental beautiful track that I'm really proud of. So yeah, that was a single we put out, and that's also a part of this new album. It's also going to be a bonus track on this album coming out now.
That is so fascinating how things come together. Let's talk about your new album, Catching Leaves. It's been a new album in a decade. So, tell us about having a new album in a decade. It seems like it's been a while, and maybe a little, backstory behind that.
Yes. It has been a while, and I'm so thrilled and excited to finally be getting it out to the world after having worked on it for so long. I'm really proud of it. And yeah, it really took me a while to get back to recording. There was a lot of loss in my family. My brother had died of a brain tumor a while ago, and he was we were really close. He was my best friend, and he was actually one of the first people I started making music with when I was really young. And so when I lost him, I kind of stepped away from music for a little bit because I didn't know how to make music without him around. And it took me a while to find my way back to music, to find that healing power that music has. And so some of this album is me kind of working through that and kind of re-entering the world and finding a way to do that through music.
I'm very sorry about your brother's loss as well, too, Avi.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And, when I listen to this album, I think of him, and putting this out really reminds me of him. And I love talking about him, and it's a good way to honor him.
Mm-hmm. And of course, let's talk about some of the songs you have in there. You got the title track, you got Heat Lightning, You're Wrong, Make Me Cry, It's Gonna Rain Today, and some of the others. Tell us about some of the songs on the album. You can pick and choose what you like, and especially the title track, Catching Leaves, which I got to listen to. It is totally amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the title track, Catching Leaves, I felt like was a really good single to kind of represent this album. It's a very autumnal album, and I didn't really set that out to. I didn't set out to write an album based on the fall season, but I think it just really captures the season of change and a kind of a melancholy sadness, but it's also very beautiful and uplifting. And it gives you that kind of warmth, like when there's a chill and you kind of hug yourself a little closer to get that warmth. And that's what I feel like this album is. It's very warm and intimate and, like a big mug of butternut squash soup. Hopefully, if you like butternut squash soup, yeah.
I haven't tried it, but I'm going to after this. I'll let you know how it is. I think of hot chocolate or chicken soup, but butternut squash soup. I'm gonna have my wife do that. Hey, make me some butter squash, thank you.
It's delicious. Trust me, it's delicious.
Oh, we certainly will do so. And and of course, we also mentioned some of the tracks. And how about maybe just a couple more to highlight?
Absolutely. So a lot of these songs also have a lot of themes of nature and the natural world in them. So, for instance, the song Heat Lightning, I wrote with a friend of mine that I grew up going to summer camp. His name is Seth Kroll. And he helped me write a lot of the lyrics for this song. And when we were at summer camp, you experience this phenomenon of heat lightning where there's, kind of a storm that you're experiencing the lightning, but the storm is actually very far away. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a great metaphor for how sometimes we're in a fight with somebody in our lives. We have a disagreement with family or a partner. And, we bring all that baggage. That storm we're experiencing is actually from something in our past, but we bring that all to the present. And so there's a lot of themes in nature that kind of reflect our lives back to us. Mm-hmm. And so you can hear that in a lot of the album. We also used a lot of, acoustic instruments. So I wanted it to all feel very organic, also kind of representing that theme of nature and what is natural.
That is so amazing. What else do you base your lyrics on?
When I write, I very often don't know what I'm writing about at first. So for me, the music and the melody usually tends to come first, and I wait for life to happen to kind of fill in that space later and to reveal itself what I'm writing about. So in this album, I found that a lot of the songs have to do with trying to, a sense of trying to understand things that are out of your control and how you deal with that. Mm-hmm. And especially a lot of nature, right? A lot of nature is out of our control. What happens with the weather, what happens with other people's actions, and how you deal with that's under your control. And so there's a lot of this trying to figure out your way through the world. And especially now that, we're trying to come out of the pandemic, I felt like the timing was really appropriate because I feel like I myself am kind of re-entering the world with this album. And we're all trying to navigate what that world looks like now.
Oh, that's so fascinating. I love it when you're in tune to nature. It's just so amazing, especially during this time. And where can we find Catching Leaves and all your other works at?
Absolutely. You can find Catching Leaves out November 5th everywhere. You can pre-order it now on my website, aviwisnia.com, and it'll be available on every platform in the known universe, wherever music is available. And you can pre-order it and pre-save it now on all those platforms.
We certainly will do so. We're here with a singer, songwriter, multi-talented Avi Wisnia from Philadelphia here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just a few more minutes here. You've been absolutely great and love to have you back on in the future as well. And what else? No problem. What else can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Avi?
Well, I'm definitely with this album, I'm going to be putting out some videos to help bring these songs to life as well. And I'm really looking forward to getting back on the road and touring and bringing the live show to people. I really miss being on stage and being in a room with people, all vibing to the same music at the same time. So I will definitely be getting back out to live music. In fact, we have a big album release concert that's going to be happening in my hometown of Philadelphia right here at the end of November to help celebrate the album. So that'll be the big kickoff. And hopefully in 2022, I'll be bringing the music to you wherever you are and whatever town you're in.
That's so amazing and certainly looking forward to it. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, in my whole career?
Yes.
Are we talking musical or personal?
It can be anything. Take your pick.
Yeah. All right. Well, my grandfather has been a big influence in my life, and he also recently passed away. But before he did, towards the end of his life, we got to perform a lot together. And as you mentioned at the top of the show, he was a cantor, so he was a singer. And being able to perform and go on the road with my 90-year-old grandfather was something I never expected, but just an amazing experience. I know a lot of people don't get to know their grandparents, certainly not as well as close as that. And I feel very grateful for that. But my grandfather, up until the end, just had this joy of being around people and talking to people and making them laugh and sharing his stories and the things that he has overcome in his life, and seeing him still find the joy in life has really influenced me. And I think especially now, finding my way back to music and putting music out there, finding a way to live your life as you want to and to connect with other people with music, has really influenced me in a great way.
And he's done an amazing job as well. Just amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I think, I would say that if somebody was going to take advice from me, which I would be very, very humbled that somebody would listen to my words of advice, I would say do follow your passion and follow your heart and do what you want and find a way to make the world a better place and be kind to people and do something to bring people together. And that's what I try to do with music, bring people together with empathy and compassion and fun and with truth.
And certainly do so. That's just very amazing advice. Once again, singer-songwriter from Philadelphia with Catching Leaves, Avi Wisnia here on the Mike Wagner Show. Avi, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch, and I look forward to having you on. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music, including Catching Leaves?
Absolutely. You can find my music and videos and all the information about the upcoming album at aviwisnia.com, aviwisnia.com, and available on all platforms November 5th. You can pre-order it now. And yes, please come say hi. Find me on social media at Avi Wisnia because I'd love to talk to you and hopefully see you at a show. And thank you so much for having me, Mike. This has been really great. Such a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Once again, a very big thank you for your time, Avi. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon and keep us up to date. Keep in touch. And you definitely have a great future ahead of you. And we definitely wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Picture this photo books, where remembering is the key ingredient. Preserving memories, keeping the memories of your loved ones alive as they reach in and touch your heart. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whether it's a gift of past holidays, grandma's recipes, long ago moments, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809. Once again, that's 646-798-0809. Or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.